Nice. I don't know why I didn't work the other way around, but yeah, now we're here. That's sick.
Yeah, you are already in the gym. Nice. Good for you.
Yeah, after like 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'm still teaching my kids. It's my village house, almost broken everything, and I set it up. My mats and my stuff is here, so I just train them from here. And today electricity is also gone, so it's a little bit dark. I hope it will come back.
Oh, really? You don't have an electricity?
Yeah.
That reminds me of good old times in Philippines when every month,
like you.
and then suddenly there's no electricity for like 24 hours.
It happens. Sometimes you need to live in that conditions also.
Oh yeah, definitely, 100%. Okay, so now we've got it running.
Yeah, should we start?
Yeah, sure. When you're ready.
So, what you are it's all to you. You are the teacher.
Is what?
Just a follower. I'm saying you are the teacher today. You are the coach. I'm just going to follow you.
Okay, awesome. But is there anything specific you wanted me to go over? Anything you wanted to focus on?
Let's start with a little bit light workout, light techniques, and then guys, ask her questions if you have any questions about the Jiu-Jitsu, about the Muay Thai, and girls, especially about the self-defense and all. And she's very experienced, guys, and especially girls. I think my old students just joined already.
Okay.
So I hope they will ask
something froze again.
We can start it with something, and by the time if any question comes, I will ask you. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully the live is not gonna keep freezing like it is now. But
no.
Yeah.
I think this will work this time because it's using your connection now. Your connection should be much better than mine. Mine is bad, I think now.
Yeah. Hopefully this one can hold it. Let's see, unless something goes off here. Okay, cool. So, I would say we can start with just a little warm up, which is basically going to be sort of kickboxing, Muay Thai base. It's just going to be working on strikes. Yeah. Come on. Okay. So, are you ready?
Yeah. Guys, can you see me?
It's like just to warm up. That's nice touch. Yeah, that can work. I can see your face. So it's say like the first thing you want to do is just to keep your body going. So you're just gonna do some star jumps. So it's literally super light exercise. There's no tension in your joints, just to increase your heart rate. It's super simple. So when you're ready, you can start. I'm just gonna do 30 of these or so, nice and light.
Like jumping jacks.
Yeah. Nice and chill.
Guys, I have really bad.
Live on your toes. Yeah. And then you can change the split those, bring it up forwards.
Let's go backward. Let's go forward, backward. Guys, keep following her. Don't follow me. Keep following her. I'm in that position right now.
Just make sure you stay light and close, don't bring too much tension, like that. And then stand wider. And we just, I don't know if you can see, because of the angle, you're going to rotate your arms, so your left arm goes to your right leg, and you're changing the arm to the other side. You're trying to do it as dynamically as you can.
Open up your legs a little.
So you actually work pretty nice mobility.
Looks like money.
A few more. And I'm going to change up. High knees, bring the knee super close to your chest. And extending your shoulders high up as you can. I'm actually quite limited on space here. I can touch the ceiling. But like, yeah, just try to bring hands as high up as you can.
I'm already tired. I'm going to die.
Few more. Okay, now straight punches. So important thing is stance, okay? So if you're right-handed, the left leg is going to be slightly in front of your right leg, and you're going to have your right hand close to your face, left hand slightly in front of your face, elbow tight to your body. And from here on, when you're punching, you sort of want to rotate your body, staying up on your toes, rotating only slightly inwards, and bringing that shoulder close to your face. So you sort of protect it from both sides, one side with your shoulder, and the other side with your hand. So you're rotating into it, and then doing exactly the same on the other side. So there's big rotations in your hips. So you can start.
Cool. So with the jab, right?
Yeah. So you want to be here. 1, 2. So you go jab, cross. Make sure you're fixating on one point in front of you. Your arms going to the inside rather than just punching to the outside and outside. You want to imagine someone standing in front of you. And just really make sure you're utilizing your hips properly. You're rotating into it. You can't actually see my head. Yeah, rotating your ankle. Important thing is, don't come out onto your toes. Try to rotate your foot flat. So you really want to rotate your feet flat, not lifting your heels off the mat too much, okay? Because if you just coming up onto your toes, your mat, come here. 1 second, I'll show you why, okay? So it is mat.
You have the partner also. That's
so I'm mat right now, right? And I can't reach him. Okay? If I just come up onto my toes, I still can't reach him. But when I rotate my ankle, boom, okay, I can punch him. So this is why you rotate your feet flat. You just carry on with that, a little bit more dynamic now once you feel more comfortable with that movement. Try to rotate your hips, rotate your knees, rotate your toes. If you feel Yeah, go for it.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So start off slowly. Make sure, that's it, you're checking. I can't actually see anything. Yeah, that's it. Try to continuously go 1, 2, 1, 2. So you're getting them rotations in your hips, and you're able to find the rotation from one side in order to punch on the other side. Whenever you're punching with your right, you prepare for rotation to punch from your left, and so on and so forth. Make sure your shoulders are nice and loose, you're not tensing them up too much. Okay, now we're going to go on the foot. So it's going to be exactly the same momentum in terms of rotating your body and in terms of utilizing your hips. But this time, you want to have your elbow bend 90 degrees or so, and it's parallel to the mat. Okay, so you want to bring it from one side, you want to rotate the side you punch you with. One elbow is packed in, the other one is 90 degrees right in front of you. 1, 2. So whenever you're punching with one, the other elbow is tight to your body. And here, keep that here. So 1, 2. Okay. Super important. Try not to do it this way when you have both elbows elevated. This is not technical. So from your stance. Okay. So when you're ready, you can start that as well. Just rotating from one punch to the other, making sure there's 90 degrees angle. Okay.
Cool.
Let's go then.
Guys, keep your guard up, your elbows tucked in.
Yeah, on your toes.
Side to side.
Big rotations. Yeah, that's it. From one to the other.
I'm not a striker. I hope I can live up to your expectations.
That's good. So make sure you're utilizing your hips, make sure you're actually rotating into it.
Yeah.
A few more. Nice and loose on the hips. Okay, now uppercut. So uppercut's sort of similar. You still want to rotate into your punches. You always want to rotate into your punches whenever you're punching, whatever punches those are. The only difference here is you want to bring your hip a little slightly up and over as well. So you want that power to come from the up, okay? So you're still rotating into it. You still want to bend into the side you're going to punch, the hand you're going to punch with. And then bring your hip up and over a little bit. Boom, boom. Just explode with it. And the important thing is don't drop your hand before you punch, okay? You want to punch from your stance. So instead of bringing that hand down and punching from here and telegraphing to everyone what you're going to do, you want to literally just slip your shoulder down and come up without bringing that hand down, okay? And again, you're utilizing the rotation from one side when you're punching to punch with the other side, okay? So anytime you rotate it this way, obviously you're going to start with the back leg, and here's the leg, okay?
Yeah.
that clear?
Guys, just like I told you in the gym, so
still rotate, still rotate.
yeah.
Big rotations. Nice and
Not like this.
yeah. Tuck your chin down and make sure you're going smoothly from one side to the other. Relax your shoulders, not too much tension there. You're still rotating on your toes, you're still staying on your toes, rotating your heels, rotating your knees, rotating your hips. Hands going back to your face. That's it, a few more. Okay, next one. Next one, we're going to go over elbows. Okay, just to mix it up. So again, from your stance, exactly the same stance we've been working on all the time. And anytime you're coming up, we're just gonna go with horizontal elbows, normal elbows. The most well-known one, in a way. So anytime you want to elbow, you sort of want to bring your thumb towards your sternum to give you the right angle. The other hand is protecting your face. Should be here from your stance. Thumb into your sternum and you're really rotating with it. So it's the same principle as on the punch. You still want to utilize that rotation in your entire body, your ankle, knee, your hip, and your shoulder, okay? But you're making sure that you're actually bringing that thumb into your sternum just to have an understanding of the distance of where you should be, in a way. So we're just going to literally do that from one to the other, still rotating with it. Is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear, but can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it's your life, so you are the coach, but you can add sometimes 10 push-ups, 10 squats in between the techniques, so guys will have some kind of little bit workout
sure.
also.
At the moment, if you have any questions, just shoot them up, but like we're just going over like basic techniques to be able to build up on it.
No. My students are strong, they will not die, so 10 push-ups, 10 squats will be good. Little, we can do that.
Okay, that's fine. We're just still warming up, just going over the techniques.
Yeah.
So go with the elbows first.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. So one of my students asking, can you show it again? The technique?
Sure. Palm into sternum, and then rotate. Good. So the rotations stay the same as on the punches, but this time obviously you're striking with your elbow, and you want to bring the thumb into your chest. Rotate. Boom. Keep your elbow super close to your body. Okay. One hand stays up, the other one rotating to the punch, bringing the elbow horizontally all the way from the side of your body forward, rotating with it. Okay.
Cool. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
If I will not come near to the camera, then who will need the read the comments? You? No, it's okay. It's okay. The kids are blocking, so you can keep going.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Just rotate from one side to the other. Yeah, that's it. Make sure you're not turning your head with it. So whenever you're going with the elbow, try not to rotate your gaze with it. Try to keep your gaze facing forward.
My face is forward.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, awesome. You can have a sip of water, and then we're just gonna move on. We've got 5 exercises. Okay, we're gonna combine striking and fitness elements together, and we're gonna do each one of these exercises for 30 seconds without pretty much rest in between. So yeah, you can stop the elbows. That's enough of elbows. You can have a sip of water if you need one. And then we've got 5 different exercises I want to show you, and we will do each one of them for 30 seconds. And then I'll basically say, if you have any specific questions about any techniques or anything, we can go over it, or we can drill anything you like. But yeah, I just want to show you. It's not. I can't hear you again.
No, I was saying to guys, if you have any question, ask her. She's in the gym. I think she can show very well the techniques also. In the home, it's little hard to explain. That's why, you know.
Yeah, if you have any questions, just post them up and we'll ask them later. But for now, have a sip of water and I'll show you those exercises. And obviously now we're just gonna keep it brief. But if you want to like make it into a proper workout, you can do so. But basically, just like I would recommend you to do it for 1 minute instead of 30 seconds. And I would say have 10 seconds rest maybe in between the exercises. Going to maybe actually do 1 minute on, 10 seconds rest, and 30 seconds of the same exercise, and 30 seconds plank, 20 seconds rest, and repeat for each one of the exercises. And that would be quite nice workout. But for now, we're going to keep it quite short. We're only going to do 30 seconds of each exercise to give you an idea of what you're doing. I think that can work well. What do you think?
Cool. Let's do it.
Is that okay? Yeah?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm saying let's go with the basic one.
Okay, cool. So the first one is a sprawl into a jab and a cross. So you're literally just going to go into a sprawl or a grappling from here on, jab, cross, straight into it. This is why we do all those punches, so you're able to know what we're doing, basically. You know what we're doing, okay? So when you're ready, make way into it. It needs to be nice and explosive. We only have 30 seconds, okay? Let's go. Let's do that. So make sure you slam hands down, hips down, come up, 1, 2 in your stance. Boom. Try to rotate into every punch. Halfway through. Last 5 seconds. Okay, rest.
Okay.
Rest. That was exercise number 1. Catch your breath if you feel like you lost a little bit. Next one is squat into a side kick. Okay, it's not really a side kick. The actual side kick will be here, but we're not really doing that. Okay, we're just doing this. 1, 2. Okay, so every time you squat, you come up, kick to the side. Easy, right? Keep your hands on the face, elbows tight to your body, and explode with that as fast as you can. Only 30 seconds. Okay?
Cool. Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. Time. Boom. Nice. That's it. Keep up the pace. Halfway through. Last few seconds. And time. Okay. Rest. Catch your breath. That's 2 down. We've got 3 more to go over now. Okay. Next one is cat lunge into front knee. So let me go a little bit further back so you can see it. So hands on your face in stance. One leg goes behind. Drop the knee all the way down. As you come up, the same knee is leaning forward. Okay. So the important thing is come up onto your toes. And point the toes of the knee leg down as well. Okay, and then you're doing it on the other side. Okay, sit lunge, front knee. Boom.
It's
boom.
like a cross lunge, like crescent lunge and the knee, right?
Yeah, and then you're kneeing with the same leg. So you're going straight from the deep lunge into pushing that front knee forward. Make sure you're utilizing your hips properly. So you're not just lifting the knee, you want to push into it. Nice and dynamically, all right? Okay, let's go. 30 seconds. As fast as you can, as many reps as you can. Really push your hips forward. That's it. Stay on your toes. You keep pulling your toes down. Last few seconds. Keep it up. Okay, rest. So that's 3 exercises down. Now what we're going to do now, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. Maybe I'll just bring the camera slightly lower down. Yeah, okay, so sit first. We've all done that before, right? From here, the difference is you want to have your hand in the face. You're coming back straight into the other side, protecting your face, okay? So that's really good for your hip mobility and for your shoulders, for your rotator cuffs, for your core. Okay, quite a tough one, but it's only 30 seconds, so we can definitely make it work. Ready?
They are much more stronger than that. Don't worry. Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go. 30 seconds here. Time. Make sure your hands on your face. The elbows tight. Straight leg. Ten seconds. Okay, time. Last exercise, super simple. We're gonna go straight into it. So you're just gonna go on your back. It's crunches with punches. Literally.
Sounds good.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The lowest you down. As you're coming up, two punches, two straight punches. Make sure you're not taking your shoulders into it. So you're not just like doing this, okay? Rotate, rotate. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. We've got 30 seconds here. Let's go. Time. As explosive and as fast as you can. Ten seconds. Rotate your shoulders. Okay, time. Nicely done. So that was sort of the first round of that, okay? Just to show you what we're doing. And then obviously when you do it in your own time, you can play around with time and you can do it for, I don't know, you can make the rounds longer, but less of them. You can make them short.
Yeah. We can make it going for 2 rounds, 3 rounds, right?
Exactly, you can carry on. You can either have like 3 longer rounds or you can have 5 shorter ones. So you can work 30 seconds like we did right now and maybe do 5 rounds, maybe rest 1 minute in between. Or you can keep it slightly longer. You can keep it 1 minute or maybe do 3 rounds. Or you can literally mix it up like I said before. So 1 minute on, 10 seconds rest, 30 seconds of the same exercise, then 30 seconds plank, 20 seconds rest. That works quite nicely because you also get to activate your core a lot. But I would say let's do it one more time, okay? And let's do it without rest now. Okay, let's go in. Come up, jump cross. Let's do this. Yeah, let's go, let's go, let's go. I just gotta fix the camera. There we go. Time.
Let's go.
Big extension on the shoulders, extension. 10 seconds left. Okay, next one. Squat into side kick. Straight into it. Sit, close the knees. Last 5 seconds. Okay, next one. Let's lunge into a knee. Make sure you're coming up onto your toes. Explode with your hips forward. Last few seconds. Come up onto your toes. Last one. Okay, sit first. You know, let's go. For 2 more exercises. Remember, bring your hand to the face. On the other side. 10 seconds. Hey, excellent. Last one. Crunches with punches.
Crunches with punches.
Rotate. Go into it. Last 10. And time. Good job.
Yeah,
how was that?
It was
heart rate raced a little bit.
We are Indians, we don't breathe.
Okay, awesome. So again, as I said before, you can do it in multiple different ways. You can split it into different rounds. Huh?
I said I'm just joking.
I didn't hear your joke. What did you say?
No, I was saying we are Indians, we don't breathe heavy.
You don't breathe heavy. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, as I said, you can do this workout in variety of different ways. And you can either split it into shorter rounds and do more of them, or longer rounds and do a bit less. And then again, if you feel like you need rest in between, rest, otherwise just rest in plank, or don't rest at all.
Yeah.
So if there's any questions now, or you want me to go over something specific, I'm all yours.
Yeah, let me check. Okay. So there are. So one girl is asking how to fight back if someone has grabbed your face. I don't know how to grab the face. Maybe with the cheeks. She is asking how to fight someone if someone has grabbed your face.
Grabbing your face.
Yeah.
Grabbing the head.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to clarify. Muskan, try to clarify this. Grabbing your face from where? With your hairs, with your cheeks, with your neck?
Well, either way, like if someone's got a grip on your head, your prime sort of concern is obviously disconnecting yourself from them. So usually any type of clinch, what you have to prevent is the first thing. If they manage to bring your head down, that's it, okay? That's you lost right now, okay? So what you need to make sure is that your neck, your spine is strong, so you're actually able to resist it. So instead of going with it, and then wherever your head goes, your body goes, try to resist it, try to keep your shoulders, your neck strong, try to keep your head up. And then to break that, usually the nice way to break any sort of clinch is to push directly onto someone's chin. So push underneath the chin, and that way usually that works. So obviously it's going to extend the head backwards. You don't have to break the grip if you do it strong and dynamically enough. So this is one of the defenses to that I usually go for, especially if you don't have any experience like wrestling or clinch work. That's probably like the easiest way, and it's easy to remember and it's easy to apply without any like specific grappling exchanges being involved into it.
Yeah, I think it was more like a self-defense question. So anyway, so next question is, what should I do if I'm stuck in the mount and the person is trying to submit me by the triangle?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. Is it stuck in the mount?
Yeah, and the person is trying to submit me with triangle.
With a triangle
like,
from the mount?
Yeah, from the mount.
So would you like to answer this question? Would you like to take over with your expertise?
I'm always answering them. It's your turn. I will answer them anyway.
Well, first thing to prevent that from happening altogether, right? Don't get mounted. Sorted. If you don't get mounted, you're going to worry about the triangle, at least not from there. But obviously, like, it depends on what stage that is. You know, it's a very specific question about a very specific submission. It seems like that happened to someone a lot of times. So probably like focus on not getting into mount or trying to escape the mount before the triangle responds. Then you won't have to deal with it from there. Because once the triangle is on, you have to deal with both the triangle and the mount.
Yeah, so okay. Anyway, so Samrit, I was telling you in the class also, I will tell you once more. So look. So first thing, when somebody is trying to test the triangle from the mount or any other submission, first defense is always prevention. Don't let it happen. So first you are trying to defend yourself. So keep your hands together, your elbows near to your body. Don't just open your hands and try to push the guy. That's when arm bars and triangles happens. Second thing, it happens when I'm shooting for your collar and you are trying to come and grab my hand, so I can pull your hand and I can throw my leg over. So that's the second scenario. And the third one is, it's okay. Let me turn the camera a little bit downside. Wait, torch ले. Torch ले थोड़ा सा रोशनी हमारी side. So I'm here somewhere, right? Guys, can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the guy's hand is open, first thing you always want to keep your elbows inside my knees, not outside. If it is outside, I will go straight to high mount and the problem will start increasing for you, right? And second thing is, if I'm shooting for the triangle, I want to keep one hand out, right? So either I will be pushing it down or I will be shooting. If I have the gi or something, I will fake the cross collar or something and you will come to grab my hand, right? Then I will pull this hand, go with this one, and I will bring my leg over. Can you see the Kate? Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it.
So the first defense is keep your elbows in and use your hands on the hip bone, not my chest or something. If you have to use it on the hip bones. Second thing, don't let your arm open or let me drag you. Third thing you can do is, so the third thing is, when I'm shooting my leg over, that's the time I'm most vulnerable, you can say, because that's time I'm losing my balance, because I'm shooting my one leg over and I'm little bit tilted to that side. So that time if you will do the hip bump or you will try to roll, that's the time you can escape it. Maybe you will still end up in the triangle, but it will be a little bit better situation for you. So I think that should be the good enough for the, I think is the beginner anyway. Do you want to add something in this, Kate?
I agree with what you said. The prevention is the first step, and then depending on what stage of whatever submission someone's going for, you get stuck at, and you have to deal with it differently. So you just have to have a systematic approach to how to deal with different sort of stages of that submission and prevent them from like progressing further, basically. So where like you start noticing that they're going for certain submission, that's when you have to act straight away, based on what position you're getting stuck in.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. So you need to. So guys, it happens like this. My progression was the same, and most of us progress the same way. In the starting, we just see the only those things which are happening in front of us or already happened, because our mind takes time to process. We never seen those things before. So we never seen those things before, so it takes time to process. Once you will get habitual with the rolling and you will see the techniques more frequently, you can see the technique coming. So, and after that, I'm still not on that level, but again, the coach Silo folks came with us, Lavato and Shanshi. They are on that level. They can anticipate the technique coming even before it's happening. They can see, oh, his hand is coming to grab my hand, so triangle is coming. They can think about that. So, guys, try to start creating a scenario in your head. When something is happening, try to think about that. What's happening?
Sometimes you have to allow it to happen to you though, because if it never happened to you, you're never gonna see this pattern. So you really need to go. You need to find yourself in those like difficult situations a few times to be able to see them later on. So getting caught up with a certain submission is not necessarily a bad thing, because obviously you're learning from it. The more times that happens to you, the more likely you are to actually prevent it from happening in the future. You know?
Exactly. So it's like that. Okay, maybe your experience is electricity came.
Yay! Happy days.
Yeah. So there are two things in my experience. One thing is you cannot see the technique coming in the starting as a beginner. Maybe it depends upon your progress level. Maybe up to 6 months or 1 year, you will get stuck. After that, if you are rolling with the high belt, colored belt, you can see the technique coming, but you still cannot prevent it because his experience is, you can say, the time of repetitions, his execution is way better than you, right? But that's how we learn. So sometime it will, in the starting, it will happen to us most of the time. Then sometime you will be able to prevent it. Then slowly you will get better, and you will see the technique coming as much as you progress. It depends upon your learning skill and all. So again, sometimes it still happens. Shit. Again. So
Electricity one day.
still still happens to me also that I can see the technique coming, but I still get stuck in it with the higher color belts. So don't worry about it. Just keep going through. You will find a way, right? So the Muskan, she specified her question. She is saying the whole jaw, eyes, mouth, and whole face. I don't understand this, but maybe she is saying like somebody is holding like that.
Oh.
So, do you want to say something about that?
That doesn't actually
like
give
that,
them an advantage.
Still, it's okay. Question. So anyway, I will tell her. So look, Musa, lights. बैठ जा घुटनों पे बैठना मुंह खोल हाँ थोड़ा पीछे हाँ बैठ नीचे नीचे पकड़. So if he is holding me like that, think about it. If he is holding you from the front, nothing is stopping you going behind. So think logically. You just hold his wrist, get your...
Yeah. We're back. Something happened.
Yeah, it's okay. So I was just trying to tell her, so this can be helpful for other girls also in self-defense situation. So never try to fight power with the power. Always think that the person who's attacking you, the psycho guy, he will always be more powerful than you. If you will try to fight power with the power, you will never be successful. So you can think.
Well, if they can't break your posture, then there's no threat in it, basically.
Yeah, true. But what happens in the self-defense situation? Now we can see you are the fighter. Maybe I have a little bit experience, but most of the girls who get stuck in a self-defense situation, maybe near metro station or bus station or somewhere outside in the dark area or somewhere, they don't have that much experience, right? So then they get frightened, they get hyper, they start like freezing or something, you know, those things happen to them.
That's the problem. You need to be calm. You if you're faced with any type of danger or there's something happening, you just have to remain calm. The more you panic, the more you worry, the more you're scared, the big advantage you give to the person who's attacking you. If you're calm and you're confident, that's like the best defense. And if you're able to like make yourself think clearly and just have certain things to go through, like certain like reactions that you condition yourself. Like just make sure nobody's able to like hold on to you, nobody's like able to break your posture down, and that gives you a big advantage already. And then just doing certain things to buy you time, like literally just distracting techniques or punching someone really hard in the stomach or whatever, kicking them in wherever. Like it can distract them for like a few seconds. That can allow you to just run, because obviously the best defense, like if you're not like prepared for full-on combat, if you're not prepared to have a full-on fight with someone, just run, distract them so it buys you some time, and then get away from the best defense.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I'm teaching my students always. The first thing is always keep your mind calm. Don't be frightened. Don't get hyper. If you can keep your mind calm, you can think clearly. Otherwise, there is no possibility to think clearly, right? Electricity came back again. So electricity agrees with me.
It comes and goes.
Yeah. So the next question is, I'm stuck in the mounted position and I began to elbow escape, and my opponent grabbed my elbow and proceed to circle his legs to go for an armbar. How do I prevent this? Again, something for you.
What is it?
So he's saying that he's stuck in the mount and he start doing elbow escapes, and the partner who's on the top position grabs the elbow, try to circle his legs, going for the armbar. So how do I prevent this?
From the mount again?
Yeah.
Well, it's still the same answer as before, right? Don't get in the mount. Like, don't get mounted. Like, as soon as they're mounted, they can go, you know, before it was triangle, now it's an armbar. It could be literally anything. It could be a choke, okay? If you give your opponent an advantage of being able to mount you, then there's so many submissions they can go for. And obviously, depending on what they're going for, you have to sort of adjust your defenses. So first thing, like, don't get in the mount, and then it doesn't matter what submission they go for. Like, once you're in the mount, you have to put them accordingly to what the submission is, right?
Yeah, true.
So
but
there could be literally 20 of those questions, being like, oh yeah, I'm mounted, what do I do if they go for this? What do I do if they go for that? It's like, just get decent, like, mount defenses, decent
that's okay from your side, but you can always, you cannot always treat the guys like, okay, don't let him reach to the
body, okay? If someone's trying to attack your arm, they probably wouldn't be able to attack it if you had your elbow super close and if you were framing the way.
That's the thing.
We've got all those steps of like, right, this is happening, and I've got my checklist. I need to make sure my elbows are close to my body. I need to make sure I'm framing. I need to make sure my hips are not settled down on the mat and I'm actually trying to move somewhere. It's just, don't let them feel comfortable in that position. Just because they mounted you, that gives them advantage for sure, but that doesn't mean that you have to stay there. Keep moving, make it difficult for them.
True. So these are the details these people want from you, you know. So guys, again, the armbar will not be successful, right? And when you are escaping, so if you are escaping this side, which side he can switch to the armbar? Only that side, right? Which elbow is coming, you can say over, because this elbow, one elbow will always be near to the ground, right? So you have to keep in the mind, if he's turning to the other elbow, you have to turn that way. Go with the hip bump, pull your elbow in. That's the first line of defense. And again, if he will circle your leg, he will lose his base. Keep that in mind also. When he's circling his leg, that's the time when you do the hip bump. Pull your elbow in, do the hip bump. Most probably 90% of the time you will get your elbow out. So let's see if something else is there. How do you stop your opponent? Okay.
What's that?
So how do you stop your opponent from taking electric chair from the half guard?
from getting electric from a half guard. Why is everyone asking how do you stop your opponent from getting someone that you basically got yourself into?
Yeah, because I'm doing all those things to them.
Okay, go for it. You take this one.
No. So listen, I'm saying because I'm doing those things to them. That's why they are asking you to give them solution. I cannot tell them the same solution. I will tell them.
It's the same. It's the same principles, especially from half guard. So they're getting it from a half guard, right? So you need to make sure you've got your frames in check. That's what I would suggest. That would be my sort of answer to it. Have your frames there. So have your elbow close to your knee. Make sure you're framing away, and you're trying to obviously defend the half guard first. Because if you're able to deal with the half guard and use it for your advantage, then you're going to be able to use it to get the submission from that. So just make sure they're not able to isolate that leg or your arms or anything away from your body. So again, elbows tight, frame, elbow to knee, pushing away, using your hips, making sure they can't really get you where they want to get you, and you're able to defend it, just framing away and trying to scoop up with your hips, right? And making sure nobody can isolate your arms or your legs away from your body.
True. Okay. So, if that's happening to you, if somebody is getting you in electric chair from the half guard, so you need to think first. So the half guard lockdown is directly opposite from the classical half guard, right? So here you have to bring his legs in. That's the time you want to keep bring your knee up. So if I'm stuck somewhere here in the half guard and this is the leg he's turning into lockdown, you want to bring this leg up. Try to face it this way. Bring your elbow over his body. So the main thing is if you can keep your knee up, the lockdown will not be successful. Or you can do the second thing, disengage yourself, try to go backwards. If you will go backwards, the guy who's taking lockdown on you, he will suffer.
It's best to combine both knee up, frame, and push away. Get that distance.
That's always the best. So what you are telling is the classical defense. That's always the best. I'm just telling you him in like adding with your escape. Once it happens, if he still wants to save it, it's still again.
Yeah,
the first line is always prevention, right?
And different response.
Yeah, first line is always prevention. Second is escape. So if it happened, he can still escape. So let me see. Abhishek, I cannot see your question. Can you please tell me one more time? I was trying to find, but I cannot. So when attacking Kimura from the close guard, how does one stop his opponent from straightening the arm?
Okay, again? I didn't hear that.
When attacking Kimura from the close guard, how does one stop his opponent from straightening the arm? So for example, so I'm explaining to you. So for example, I'm in the guard, I'm taking the Kimura, and the guy who's Kimura is trying to straighten his arm and then take his arm out. So how do you stop the guy to straighten his arm?
Keep the elbow close. The closer you have it to your body, the tighter you have it to your body, and when your arm is bent, you can't really straighten it. It's very difficult to get that way. Especially if you place your weight on the arm. So if someone's attacking this arm, you can always roll over to this side, keep the elbow close, and strap them. Like, it's very difficult to get that arm extended once it's tightly bent and like tacked into your body. But when it's away from your body and they start isolating, it's very easy to straighten it. So the further away your wrist is pretty much, or your elbow and your wrist from your body, the easier it is to extend that arm, easier to submit, like using joint lock. Obviously, when you have it tacked into your body, frames in place, it's really difficult to get that extended.
Thank you. So yeah, that's good. So, but what he was asking is, for example, look, if you can see me, I will show it to you.
Okay.
So wait. बोलो देखिए एक बार कैमरे में देखो, ठीक है, इतना देखो बता दे। So I'm doing right. Can you see me?
Not great.
अरे वो नहीं, that's okay. हाँ थोड़ा light रख, CI side आ जाता है, ठीक है? Can you see me now? Little bit.
Slightly better, yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
It's more. Okay. So he's saying I went up, I took the kimura, right?
Uh-huh.
Can you understand that? Thoda camera down kar.
I can't really see it great, but
Good. My इसने डंडे पकड़ के नीचे दबा. हाँ. हाँ. Okay. Yeah. Now can you see? I'm holding the kimura.
yeah, that's better.
So he's asking about this situation. I'm holding the kimura. He's asking, what if this guy trying to straight his arm and then take it out? So how do I prevent? I'm holding the kimura. So how do I prevent?
Right. So you basically have to keep on defending your submission.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, that's a completely different question, isn't it? Okay, so that is the opposite, right? That is the opposite of what we're talking about. Can you hear me?
Wait a second. Many people, some people came for some. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so you were saying something, right?
Yeah, so that is the opposite to the situation like we're discussing before. It's sort of the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're defending that, you obviously want to have your arm bent and you don't want it to get extended. When extending it to defend it, because there was some completely different position. In that case, like if you want to keep on attacking this, you need to make sure that it's bent. It's like a chicken wing, right? You just want to make sure that the arm is bent when you're attacking it. So you're not allowing them to extend it. You need to make sure it's nicely tapped in and just holding onto the grip. As long as you're holding onto the grip and you're bringing that arm super close to it, like there's no way for them to extend it. Unless they're able to break your grip.
Exactly.
So you go with it is you still have that bent in the arm and you still have direct grips. Like it will be very hard for them to defend it as long as you have the same sort of angle in the arm, same look.
That was like really good insight. So you have to keep the arm tucked to your body, your chest, in your armpit. If you will keep it that way, there is no way he can extend it. He can extend the arm only when you are going away from him, right? So if it's stuck and then, so guys, again, keep that in mind. We are finishing Kimura only moving the part down to the elbow to the fingers, this part like a lever, not the whole arm is going there, not the whole arm, just this part is moving. If I'm here, just this part is moving like that. This one has to keep in the right angle. If you are trying to move the whole arm, it will not work, or it will work very late. By the time the guy will start escaping. So if you can tuck this part in your armpit and you can move only this part, this will be more effective, right? Right, Kate?
Yeah. It's breaking a little bit, but I can still hear you.
Okay, so one more question. How do I prevent the cartwheel guard pass? How do I prevent the cartwheel guard pass?
The what?
How do I prevent cartwheel guard pass?
Cartwheel guard pass.
Cartwheel.
Yeah, cartwheel what? Cartwheel guard pass, cartwheel kick, cartwheel what?
Cartwheel guard
There's a
pass.
lot
It
of
said guard
cartwheel.
pass.
Okay. Well, it's quite tough, right? Especially when someone's really good with them, it's quite tough to see them, right? Like if you think Nikki Road or whatever, like some people are just really efficient with them. So if you're able to see it, like you might be able to just move away from it, or like obviously get your frames in. But like it's one of those dynamic moves, especially like people doing them quite a lot, land them quite efficiently. So yeah, I'm not sure how you can prevent that rather than just like being able to notice it ahead of time and respond to it, and then obviously be addressing it before it happens.
Yeah, that can help it. Or guys, you should have like really nice understanding about the uh, rolling over the shoulder thing, and the thing you need to see when he's doing the cartwheel cart pass, that the one hand has to land somewhere, either in
Yeah.
between or most of the time in between. Sometimes it will land on your stomach or your knee, but it will not be a stable base, right? Sorry, I had to come on the roof. People were shouting down. Uh, the my neighbors are like renovating their house, so it was like little bit.
Right.
Uh, they came into my house to ask for some stuff. That's why. I hope you can see me clearly. I will sit down. It's okay. Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So cartwheel guard pass.
Right, what's the next question?
Okay, let's move to the next one. A lot of fighters are using bladed stance, which gives them a bit advantage on rear foot kick and punch power. However, they make vulnerable to get kick on their lead leg. And what's your opinion? Okay, this is specifically for you.
Okay.
It's a striking question, more like Muay Thai. A lot of fighters are using bladed stand, which gives a bit of advantage on rear foot kick and punch, rear foot kick and punch, however make the vulnerable get kicked on their lead leg. What's your opinion on that?
I didn't get that. Can you
Okay,
explain
so
that again?
okay, I will explain it one more time. So let's see. So if I'm here, right?
Yeah.
So there are two ways to stand for the striking. In Muay Thai and in MMA, people nowadays tends to stand more like square up, because from there they can throw the kicks and the knees easily, right? But there was a traditional way to stand a little bit square. You know, the body
Yeah.
is it's cross angle, not the straight, right? So
Yeah.
if I'm saying like that, he's saying more power. He can throw with the punches and with the kick, but lead leg is always vulnerable for attacks, like for the low kicks and for the. So he's asking what's your opinion on that? What do you think about that
Okay,
stance?
so that's sort of easy to explain. So basically, depending on obviously whether you're fighting Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, MMA, you're gonna have a slightly different stance. And this is a question sort of about MMA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, in MMA you tend to stand a little bit more square than in boxing for sure, but you also stand a little bit wider than.
Yeah. Okay. So if you can see me, so what I was saying that when I used to strike, so for example, if I'm throwing punches or kicks, I went in, I'm throwing my attacks, and when I was taking a step back, when I'm coming out of the attacks, because if I will stay there, he will attack also, right? So when I'm coming back, my backwards movement was so slow, like uh, that's the hip, the left side hip, no? So it wasn't moving that fast. That's why I like take a time off from the striking. So again, it happens with the. It's more better for me not to stay in the cross stance And I think it's evolving that way nowadays for Muay Thai, for MMA also. People don't stay like really close. Some maybe like Wonderboy Thompson or Dominic Cruz sometimes, but they have a really
But
unorthodox
obviously,
stance.
you've got a different background and good background in like karate and stuff. So obviously
Yeah,
that gives you
exactly.
different
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
stuff. That's why I said it's really style dependent and really depends on your style. Do you use a lot of kicks? Do you use a lot of punches? Like, what is your major thing? Like, with from what angles do you attack? You know, there's a lot of things you need to take into account. There's no one answer to this question. There's no right and wrong really, and there's always time and place for both. So depending on situation, who you're pairing with, you're gonna find yourself doing both probably. But I still do believe that it's mostly dependent on your hips. Not as much as in your feet positioning and how you're utilizing your hips. You can kick and punch from either stance, but I do find like the more square stance gives you better reaction time and it allows you to utilize your hips properly, whether you're punching or kicking.
Okay. So yeah, that's really helpful. So I will ask something. So how do the training looks like for you in the lockdown situation? You know,
How does it work? Training.
Yeah.
Well, I've been really lucky and real blessed to have the access to the gym throughout the lockdown because I'm streaming live classes from this gym, so I do get access to it on a daily basis, which has definitely kept me sane. But it's not the same as the usual full-time training with all your training partners and being able to have a a full timetable and just like running into a gym, knowing that you're gonna stay there for at least 2 to 3 hours. And you'll be able to train all these, specific aspects of combat. Whereas here it's mostly just like working on my strength. I had time to focus on my injuries and like trying to fix them, on my strength, on all these things that I don't usually have time for. So it's definitely like that there have been like positives in it, but I can't wait to get back to the gym, like start training properly and be able to fight as well. It's 8th of March. It's a long time,
Yeah, that's true because again, everybody is suffering and people are in the home. So some of them are lucky you can train in the gym, but most of us are not. So and
yeah,
it's part of the course. In India, still not, but we hope maybe in the 2-3 weeks or maybe in a month it will start opening here also, so hoping for the best. Okay, so there was one question, I think. Let me check. Anybody you follow in Muay Thai world?
Anyone?
Anybody you follow in Muay Thai world?
In the Muay Thai world?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. Like obviously there's so many good fighters. It's a very good question. And it depends, like male, female fighters. I like a lot of Thai fighters. I've got that weak spot for like Muay Thai. I think.
Yeah, I can hear you. Keep going.
Yeah, I think to be honest, you're able to find a lot of good fighters anywhere you go. But I do like the Thai stuff. I do like a lot of Thai fighters. Obviously, Century, I've watched a lot of his fights, and he's one of those like phenomenal fighters. There's a lot of Dutch kickboxers that I like, especially female Dutch kickboxing is real good. But yeah, I'm not super picky. I don't have like, a top 5 fighters that I really look up to. I think there's so many fighters and each one of them has something amazing, something unique. Each one of them looks something extremely like individualistic, the style and the way they fight, and you can learn something from each one of them. So I wouldn't have like a list of my favorite ones. They all sort of contribute in one way or another.
That's nice. And anything do you practice? Anything you practice on angles? He's not writing clearly, but I think he meant with the striking. Anything you
like
suggest?
Footwork.
Yeah, exactly.
Like footwork.
For cutting angles.
thing I would suggest to improve your footwork, skipping on a skipping rope is actually a really good exercise because it conditions you to sort of be on your toes, which is always helpful in striking. Like the lighter you are on your toes, the better you can move around and the more efficient with your footwork you can be. So this is definitely something I'll doing. It's not a specific like combat thing, but it is a conditioning drill that is definitely going to help over time. And then in terms of angles, it's just, again, just float with the footwork. I'd recommend you trying to switch to the opposite. So if the orthodox, switch to southpaw. If the southpaw, switch to orthodox every now and then, just to get comfortable with fighting from the other stance as well, because that gives you a lot of different options. And then obviously, like there's a lot of footwork drills you can do, but I would say the the hardest actually, but the most efficient way to learn how to utilize your footwork properly is just to focus on it in sparring. So going maybe like 40 to 50% power, but really trying to focus on the movement. Trying to focus on moving your feet the right way. It's obviously during the first line of defense. If you're able to utilize your footwork properly, if you're able to be fast on your feet and just moving in and out and cutting angles, you're obviously able to defend whatever attack is out there and you can come back counter fast and then they can attack you. So yeah, I think my recommendation on that.
That's cool. That's cool. Good information. So tell me more about. Have you ever practiced yoga or meditation of some kind?
Yoga. Yes, I practice yoga on a daily basis, at least 2 or 3 times a day. I do teach yoga as well. With meditation, I used to do quite a lot of that, but I do go through periods of time when my mind is way too busy to meditate. And I know it's just excuses, but I can't find the right place and can't find the right time for it. So at the moment, I'm not a big one on meditation. It just stresses me out, so I stop doing it. But I do feel like my meditation is basically punching people. So I practice that meditation usually rather than the conventional meditation. I guess you can meditate in a lot of different ways, and this is one of them. Everyone finds that one little thing that allows them to get that into that zone of like, you know, like meditation, but not meditation. For me, it's fighting, so I just stick to that. I accept that I will ever be able to meditate comfortably.
Totally agree with you. I think Jiu-Jitsu feels the same way with most of us. Something happening?
So do you have any more questions, or should we wrap it up?
Okay. So, yeah. Any last words you want to say to our people, our community, regarding about the lockdown situation and training and all?
Well, obviously you have to use what you can, what you have, and like do what you can, and you just have to start whenever you start, as soon as possible, right? When you're trying to change your lifestyle, and it doesn't really matter. Like gyms are locked and what? There's so much you can still do outside, and you can obviously do a lot of body weight exercises, like press ups, pull ups, squats, lunges. This is just a few that are super effective, and you really don't need much with it. And then you can obviously like create your own weights as well. If you have a lot of time spare, you can make your own weights, whatever. Whether you like pack backpack full of bags or whatever, and you just do some sports, you go for a walk with it, or like you just train with some massive water bottles. Like it's up to you. There's always options and there's always excuses. So whether it's lockdown or not lockdown, you should approach that the same way. And yeah, just don't overthink it. And you know, nothing lasts forever. Like use this time efficiently. So don't try to like recreate your old sort of lifestyle and just try to like recreate what you had in the gym. Try to focus on different things. Maybe work more with like resistant bands. Maybe focus on like injury prevention, or like rehab from the injuries you had in the past. This is what I've been doing quite a lot, because usually I don't have time to take care of my old injuries, and now I've got a lot of time to actually focus on that. So you can always benefit from it. Just find a way to do something that's going to benefit your body and your mind in a certain way, and don't put too much pressure on yourself. And then sooner or later, gyms will reopen and you'll be back to your training. And then hopefully you look back in time and you'll think that you'll feel like you used this time efficiently and you didn't waste it.
True. Yeah, so I'm agree with you. Instead of getting depressed and anxious in home, you can still work on your different kind of skills.
Not focusing on what you can't do, focus on what you can, and just do that, and
True.
just get a benefit out of it, and you will. You will. Sometimes it happens straight away. Sometimes you see it over time. But if you put your energy
Yeah,
into
that's
something
true.
positive, the outcome of it.
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. I will say that you can work on some maybe different kind of skill. Maybe get 10% better in your physical fitness. Maybe 10% better in your meditation or spiritual kind of path. Maybe you are doing artwork or singing or dancing or something else also you can do, right? So
Exactly that. Like there's always something you can do, and just because you can't do the things that you got used to doing and like the things you want to do doesn't mean that you can't start doing something completely new as well. Like how about you try doing something that you haven't done in a while? You know, just to mix it up. Just because like you've got this extra time that you usually spend training, so you don't necessarily have to spend it training. You know, like I know it's both coming from me, but yeah, you can do whatever you like. But.
thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So same thing again. So for example, I'm not saying I'm utilizing my time in a better way, but still I had to come to my village due to this lockdown situation, and I always wanted to come back and teach the kids in my village because again nobody focuses on them because there is no money or no resources in the village. But if we can focus on them, they can do much better than city kids. And let's say if some will become athlete, if not, they will become a stronger, better human being tomorrow, or they will not get sucked in bad habits or something else. So it's still a satisfactory feeling. So I'm working on that thing every day. In the morning I'm teaching them, in the evening I'm teaching my students from the city. So again, I'm trying to utilize my time also in best I can. I'm doing my meditation, I'm spending time with the family, maybe playing with the kids sometime in the streets. So it's up to you. If you want to be happy, you will find a way. If you want to be depressed, you will also find a way, right?
Yeah, whatever you feed your energy into, it grows, right? Whatever you
Exactly.
focus on, it become bigger.
True,
And
true.
it's also law of attraction.
Yeah.
Whatever you think, what you attract. So you need to be careful with what you're thinking and what you're doing.
Yeah, same like we used to say that be careful what you wish for, right? That's
Something
also
like that.
yeah. So, so that was again, Katie. Thank you very much for coming with us today and teaching us, showing us like very useful way to practice and valuable knowledge and all. And guys, be happy, take care of others, be considerate. We are still like lucky peoples. We have a home to stay, we have food, but so many people are suffering who doesn't have anything to eat or some place to stay, and the conditions may be getting better, but they can still get worse. There are scientists are saying still the second wave can come, especially in the cold countries like yours and Europe and all, right? So guys, be aware and especially take care of your friends, talk to them, and feed the animals. I know you don't have the stray animals there, but we have the dogs and cows and a lot of others. So uh, guys, they are life also. They have feelings also. So don't torture and don't take out your anger on them. Try to feed them if you can. If you cannot, just don't hurt them. And be good with other people. And time will come. We'll be back to gym. Keep the positive mindset. And I think with that, we'll take a leave. Yeah, Katie?
And thanks for
So
having me. I hope like you enjoyed the little workout and you learned something today and managed to answer your questions sufficiently. And yeah, just keep your head up and try to focus on the positives. Try not to focus on the things you can do. Just try to focus on things that you can do with your time in the meantime. And I promise you, time flies quick. We'll be back to normal training soon.
yeah, that was really helpful. Don't worry about that. The techniques and question you answered really good, and it happens. It's a thing about the Indians. I'm telling you, we are like, I think maybe the most curious species on the earth. We can make anybody frustrated with the questions. It happens.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
That's okay.
We don't stop usually. It happens all the time. When somebody comes for the seminar or somebody comes, it's in the saying in our scriptures also. We are built in that way. Even if the God comes, so don't take it offensively. In the other part of the world, I'm just joking in the sense of faith. In other part of the world, God sent his maybe his son or his messenger to guide the people, but God never trusted the Indian people with other like his son or messenger. He came himself many times, and Indian peoples are like that. Prove us to that you are God, and ask him so many questions that he can get frustrated also. So we are built like that. So don't get frustrated with our questions.
No, I'm chilled, man. It's all good. It's fun. I just hope I managed to help someone out. But
Yeah, it was helpful. It was helpful. It's always helpful.
Yeah.
Even so, take rest. I know we are holding you for a long time, so
Yeah. I just got other commitments, but it was nice to
That's
chat
why I'm
anyway.
saying I don't want to keep you holding. Just go, take rest, and thanks for having coming with us. And I hope you saved all the videos. I'll try to screen record it and put it on
Okay.
YouTube anyway. So thanks. I'll say
No
bye bye.
worries. Take care, guys.
Yeah.